Okay, we're doing this. Hi, I'm Tia. I'm 22 years old and I just quit corporate life. You guys have always been interested in my work besides content and what I do, what my job is. I know this is a bit strange coming from me because so many of you DM me asking me questions about how to get a job working in the beauty industry, and I make content on this as well. But I think it only feels right to come here and address this and tell you guys what happened. So some of you may know me from Instagram and have context on my entire life. But for those who are new, I was living in London for 3 years. I went there for my undergrad and then I worked there, and then I decided to come back to India even though I had opportunities to stay back and work there as well. I don't want to get into why I moved back and stuff because it's already on my Instagram and that's a whole separate video. I genuinely, honestly love and respect each and every brand that I've worked with, and this has nothing to do with the brand or the people. It's more of my personal story and less about them. So I've been working since I was 19. I always wanted to work in the beauty industry. So at 19, I got my first internship in Mumbai. Then when I went to university, I got another internship on the side. Again in the beauty industry. So I used to literally go to work at 9 a.m. and then at 10:30 I had a lecture. So I would leave work at 10:15, run to my university, which was like 15 minutes away, take that lecture for 1 hour, go back to work and try to juggle. None of this ever bothered me because I was like, I'm working towards a goal, like this is what I want to do. So after university got over, I really struggled to get a job and I really wanted to work in London itself for at least a year. And after 8 months of trying, I finally got my dream job. I was in the global innovation team. It was great exposure. I really enjoyed what I was doing, but I just wanted to move back because I had some goals which I wanted to fulfill in India, and it wouldn't make sense for me to be there and work there. But I am now gonna do something that changes my life, and I'm really scared. I just had a pep talk with my friends and they comforted me saying this is the right decision, and I know it's the right decision, but this changes my life. I'm in London. I'm gonna accept a job offer in India and basically just move back. I have to do it. It brings me closer to my career goals. It doesn't feel real because I've stayed here. I've lived here for 3 years. Oh god. Okay. We're doing it. We're going back home. I love London, but it's the end of the chapter. So I left my job there, interviewed for jobs in India while I was there, and got a job before I moved back just for security. And as soon as I moved back, which is a big change, I basically started working 1 week into it. So I didn't even settle down or give myself time to adjust back. In that moment, I was completely okay with that because I think that's my coping mechanism in life. This may not be healthy, but sometimes when I don't want to face a situation, I try to distract myself, and working as soon as I came back was one of the distractions. I was obviously terrified of moving back home because it's a big change, and I honestly didn't know how I would react if I just stayed at home and like took that time to adjust back. So I was like, screw the step, let me jump into it. Through the months, I just felt like I was burning out. Now when I say burning out, I'm talking about like myself, not the job. Tia's lookbook, which is my Instagram page, is my passion. It's like my child. I've been growing it since 2022. I wanted to grow it while I was working, and I was growing, and I thought I could do it all. I think I kind of overestimated my ability to do that. My family actually told me you need to choose before I started my job. I was like, no, like I'm used to multitasking and doing two things at once. I can do it because I was managing when I was working in London. But the scale of my Instagram wasn't as much in London. Not like I'm massive right now, but there's a lot of opportunity that comes your way when you're consistent. So I was very keen on being consistent, and I was posting every single day while doing my job. I used to leave for work at 9:15 a.m. and come back home at like 8:30 p.m. every day. Once I was back from work, I didn't even breathe. I used to go onto my Instagram, edit all my reels, post, put all my stories for the day, and this basically takes hours. I used to sleep at 2:30 a.m. minimum and wake up at 8 a.m. I need a break. I think that's all I need. Whoever sees me is always just like, you look tired, and I am. I'm working a full-time job. I'm doing content on the side, and it's consuming. I don't get time to myself at all. And it's been this way since the past 2-3 years now. See my eyes, it's just horrible. And I don't know what to do. I just need a break. It's exhausting.
mentally, physically exhausting. I don't know the last time I slept for more than 6 hours.
I pushed myself so hard that it got to my health, and that's when I was like, I gotta slow down. I started getting severe migraines because of exhaustion, lack of sleep, dehydration, and that also caused me to zone out quite a lot. I know it sounds a bit strange, but there were situations where I was just sitting in a meeting, for example, and everyone's talking, and I would just tune everyone out and get lost in another world. There were no thoughts in my head, but I would just sit there and zone out because my body and mind were just like too exhausted to even process what's going on around. It just needed rest, and I wasn't giving it that. It was a lot. And maybe it's my fault for not balancing better, but I've gained 15 kgs within 1.5 years because I couldn't take myself to the gym because I was just running out of time, and it felt like I'm in this race, just running. Okay, that was one point. And now that I've quit, I have no plans on taking content creation full time. That's always been something I do on the side, and I think it's always going to be that way. Right now, I am doing it full time because I've taken a 1 month break since I quit just to settle down, be by myself, spend time with my family because I barely spend time with my family. They used to literally be like, you've come back, but it still feels like you're not here. Another reason why I quit corporate life as a whole is because I like control. I've always been someone who wants to be her own boss, manage her own time, do what I want. Maybe this comes from the fact that I'm born into an entrepreneurial family. My dad has always been his own boss, and I've always looked at him. I find it really inspirational when I see others build something ground up, and I've always taken interest in doing that. So growing up, I loved taking chances. I started many clubs in school. I loved leading. I was leading an NPO when I was 13. I was selling slime for a bit. I was in the student council. I just loved leading and building something. I think that's one of the reasons why I love my Instagram so much. It's because I know I've built it. I just needed that freedom to do something by myself. Literally every single day when I was on the train going to work, I wasn't looking forward to my day. Instead, I was thinking, what else could I be doing right now? And I think, yeah, that's when the thoughts started consuming me. I wanted to make and live my dream life and at least do something to work towards it. But I knew the cycle that I was in wasn't letting me do that. And to be honest, for me, the thought of being in the same position 1 year later scares me. I need to do something to change my life or chase my dreams every single day. I'm not gonna lie, I was also very conflicted because I'm in my early 20s. Who makes such a rush decision and flip your life overnight? So I was always conflicted between two thoughts. First is, do I want to experiment in my 20s and see where it takes me? Or do I want to hustle and basically have security? Overall, all of this obviously got to my mental health as well. I started developing anxiety. I don't know if this is interlinked, but I started speaking really fast because my brain was always running, and that became my life. That became me. I had panic attacks and anxiety because I couldn't process my emotions, and sometimes it just hits you in a wave. It's important for me to say that overall, I'm not saying in any way that I'm correct and you guys should quit your jobs. No, I am not saying that. This is very, very personal to me and what I want from my life and what I want to do in my life. Everyone wants to live their life differently. This is how I've chosen to do it. So what's next? I'm not saying that I'm never going back to corporate life because you never know what's going to happen tomorrow, but this is that kind of a situation where I'm freeing myself and giving myself 6 months to change my life. It's exciting but scary. If I had to explain the feeling of doing this, it would be that I'm at the bottom of the mountain. I don't know how to rock climb, and my dream that I want to achieve is at the top of the mountain. So either there's going to be a lot of blockages in the way, or it's going to be a smooth ride. Either way, I'm just packing my bags and going on this journey. There's one particular dream that I've had since I was 14, and everything I have done till date is just to achieve that dream. So I'm basically just going for it. I'm giving myself 6 months to work towards my dream, and I'm gonna do it all alone as a one-woman army and just see what comes out of it. This way I'll know that I at least tried. So yeah, it's gonna be an interesting journey, and I hope something big comes out of this. When the time is right, you guys will know everything about what I'm doing. You guys will be the first ones to know what I'm talking about, what this big personal project is. I hope you guys will stick along with me while I take you on this journey with me of just freedom and exploring, experimenting, and taking risks. So make sure you subscribe and also follow me on Instagram to just be a part of this journey because it's gonna be a hell of a ride. Okay, love you. Bye.